Okay.
Can you tell me difference between a smoke testing and sanity testing?
Yeah, so basically smoke testing is performed before the build is ready, just to make sure like build wise everything is okay and it doesn't break any functionality. And sanity testing is like once a feature is or a bug fix is released, so the piece of functionality which is fixed or which is newly implemented, if it involves the testing only of that particular functionality or bug fix, then we call them as a sanity testing. So that is again after the deployment is done. Once QA start testing, then that sanity testing is performed.
Okay. So can you tell me a defect life cycle?
Yeah. So first of all, when as a QA engineer, we do a testing, and suppose we find any bug, so then we raise it on any particular tool. If we any, it can be any like Rally or Jira.
Mhm.
So taking an example of Jira, we will be creating the bug with all the information like which environment the bug is there, followed by the steps which are there, which we have to follow to reproduce that bug along with the screenshot. And then we have to assign it to a particular developer who needs to look into it. So once that is done, the developer will start looking into that defect, and they will fix it, and then they will deploy it to the respective environment where we need to test. So once that is done, they will reassign to their respective QA. Then the QA engineer will again test that as a sanity testing just to make sure whether that bug is fixed or not. And if that is fixed, then we will mark that bug as we can say as resolved or it is fixed. And then the regression testing would be performed just to make sure like that bug has not introduced any other issues in the application that may be involved in the QA environment. And once all those are done, then that particular fix will be deployed to the production.
Okay. Can you tell me
Yeah.
so do you know what is test design?
Test
Yeah,
design.
test design technique. Different test design
Yeah.
technique. Yeah.
So basically, test design technique is it involves like there can be multiple things. Like there can be like a decision table would be there. Then there would be like statement or condition can be there. So that involves again like based on the functionality or the application requirement, the design technique can be different. So if the suppose if the application feature is dynamic, so in that case the decision or condition would be different for different feature. So in that case the design technique would be different. So based on the decision, suppose if this page this is true, then this particular screen will be visible with this set of data. So based on that decision, the design will be different to test that. If the condition is false, then the design will be different. So it is not only like Boolean value would be there. There can be multiple, like a web page can have many dynamic values, and based on the decision, we have to design that test technique. And if it is a static, then like in static also, we have to identify like which all web pages will be displayed, followed by which what action we have to perform on the website.
Okay. So can you tell me like different stages of STLC, you know?
Software testing life cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So different stages which involves the in STLC are first of all whenever any requirement is given, the requirement needs to be analyzed. So what all requirements are there? and then test planning is done, like how we are going to test those features. So all those we have to identify. Then the test design is performed, like again based on the decision what all features will be involved, based on different technical things are there. We have to identify and design is made. Then the environment setup would be there, followed by test execution. Once the deployment is done, test execution will be done. And then finally, the testing sign off would be there once everything is okay.
Okay. So, do you know what is a cookies?
Yeah. So whenever we do any particular, we open any web page, so some set of cookies are there which are saved in the browser in the runtime. So let's give an example. So if we have any web page and there are some data which has been loaded, and that will be saved as a cookie. So next time if we do the similar operation, so since cookies will be saved, the browser won't take much time to load or render any data. So in that case, cookies would be helpful.
So, what is that cache? Do you know what is cache?
Yeah. So cache is nothing but like
And how it is different from cookies?
yeah. Uh, yes, cookie. Yeah, cookie like it store information. Cookies basically store information uniquely for any particular web page. And cache, I guess sorry, got confused. So yeah, basically cookies is stores information uniquely for any particular web page, and cache saves the website information in order to load faster.
Okay.
So I got confused. Sorry.
What web testing tool you have used?
So automation web testing, I have used WebDriver IO along with BDD Cucumber.
Okay. So, do you know? Have you used browser stack ever?
Browser stack I haven't used.
Okay. So, have you done API testing?
Yeah, API testing we have done using Postman.
Yeah. So, can you tell me difference between a put and post API?
Yeah, so difference between put and post API is like for the first talking about the put API. So put method is when we have to suppose modify a single source. So in that case, we use the put API. And the post API is when we have to submit any data to the server. We use the post API. So any response we have to provide to the server. So in that case, we use the post API. And also post method can be cached, but we cannot cache the put method response.
When you get on response is unauthorized, and what is the response code for unauthorized? Can you tell me?
So response code for unauthorized is, I guess, four
Unauthorized user,
not.
yeah, yeah.
So for it is 401 401.
Okay. So it is that 40 unauthorized response. Okay, fine. Can you tell me different success response code?
Yeah. So first of all, the is 200 for the success response. Then it is I guess 201. 20 will be the okay. Then I guess 200 series
Yeah,
will be the
correct.
success
Yeah,
response.
yeah. So 200, 201.
Yeah, 200, 201 will be there. So all these are 202 is also there. 202, I guess, I think it will be accepted. So similarly, we have other 200 series, which is meant for different acceptance criteria.
Okay. Okay, let's have some question on like automation testing. Okay.
Okay.
So here we use Selenium, right?
Yeah, WebDriver IO.
Okay, Selenium WebDriver. Yeah. So uh, what is difference between get?
Just a minute.
Yeah, sure, sure, sure.
Yeah. Can you please
Yeah,
repeat
can
that?
you tell me what is difference between get window handle and good get window handles?
Yeah. So it window handles is like getting all the windows which are open in particular browser. And get window handle, I guess it is for separate uh, um, which uh, window handles. Yeah, so basically, yeah, window handles is the set of all the handles or the window handles which are open in a particular browser. And window handle, I guess it is a like only one. Which I'm not able to recall for
Yeah,
window
no
handle,
worry.
but I guess
Okay, fine. Do you know the like difference between soft assertion and hard assertion?
yeah. Can you please repeat?
Soft assertion and hard assertion.
No, I'm not aware of that.
Okay. So how can you perform a drag and drop action using Selenium WebDriver?
Yes, drag and drop. We can in in WebDriver IO we have the option we can use the browser dot uh, drag
Huh?
and drop was browser dot drag and drop was there. Yeah, it's there in WebDriver IO, which we can use to drag and drop. So we have to use the locator, and then in that locator we can use browser that drag and drop.
Okay. Have Have you done cross-browser testing in Selenium?
Yes, yes, I had done. Not in Selenium again. In WebDriver IO, we have the functionality for that.
Can you tell me like how you do cross-browser testing?
Yeah. So first of all, we have to initialize the session for like different browser. So if it is a Chrome browser, then we have to first initialize the session for Chrome driver, and then we have to similarly for Safari and other browser we have to give the browser name as the browser name along with the platform which we are using, and also the browser we can say the version which we are using. So once we have initialized like all those things, then which version of the browser we will be using. Then once we have initialized those all session, then the code wise it will be same. All the XPath and all the functionality will be same. So in WebDriver we have the functionality. We can set the environment, like suppose npm run browser name is equal to Safari, and then the suite name. The suite name can be different, like whatever we have the suite name. And then once we click on enter, the particular web browser will be invoked, which we have identified. So here we have invoked suppose Safari. So then Safari would be invoked and the Safari will be rendered. Similarly for Chrome, if we identify in the WDI config file, we have the all the functionality where we can set this browser name. If this is this, then go and render this browser. So all those we can set there. So based on that, the different browser can be rendered there.
Okay. So have you used Cucumber?
Yes, yes, I have used. We are using right now that one.
You are right now using Cucumber?
Yeah. The framework we are using BDD Cucumber only.
Okay. Like what are the, can you tell me what are the two files required for executing Cucumber test scenario?
Cucumber. So first one is the feature file, which we have, which needs to be there, and the second one is the step definition file.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what advantage what is the advantage of using Cucumber framework?
Yeah. So talking about Cucumber, so first of all the feature file which is there. So that is a plain English we can say, where we can identify all the scenarios and test steps in the plain English. So whosoever looks into that particular feature file, whether it is a product owner or any non-technical person, also can easily see, and they can identify what all steps, what all test scenario we have identified. Then based on those steps, we can add the step definition, and then that step definition in background that will call a respective functionality which they have to perform. So in WebDriver IO, we follow a page object model where for each page in the application, we have created a separate JS file, and that particular functionality is called from that JS file, and that is performed. So on a high level, it is a plain English, and it is very easier to manage all the scenarios, test suite, feature, and all those kind of stuff.
Okay. Have you used TestNG?
No, test and I haven't used.
Okay. So you have not used TestNG. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So have you like have you used like automation tool like Jenkins or something? Have you used?
Yeah, Jenkins we are using. Like our automation code is integrated to Jenkins for the integration testing.
Okay. So can you tell me different exceptions you found in Selenium?
Different exceptions, Selenium. Selenium actually I've worked much before. So one I guess is this no such element exception is there. Then timeout exception was there in case the the functionality was not fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, then I guess no alert, some exception was also there in Selenium. So these three I remember. So timeout exception are like frequently I was getting, since if the page loads fail in a particular system, so that was rendered.
Okay. So you have used Java, right? Java Selenium.
No, no. Like JavaScript along with WebDriver IO I have used.
Also you use JavaScript.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So since our application is on Angular, so our like team decided to move to this WebDriver IO. So that is on top of Selenium, where we can integrate with JavaScript to uh, automate our web application.
Okay. So how can you get all hyperlinks present on a page using JavaScript, Selenium?
Get all hyperlinks. So to get all the hyperlinks, we can using Selenium. You asked, right?
Yeah,
Not WebDriver. No?
JavaScript and
Then we
all.
can, yeah. So then we can go to that particular web page, and then we can get the list of those web elements. I guess driver dot find elements some facility is there, which is there. Then we can use the for loop to transfer through each of the web elements, and then we can get the text. We have a method both in Selenium and WebDriver IO get text, and we can print those hyperlinks values.
Okay. So can you tell me difference between a null and undefined in JavaScript?
Sorry, can you please repeat?
Difference between null and undefined.
All and
Null and undefined.
null,
Yeah.
you are asking.
Yeah.
So null in null in Java or JavaScript is like it is a reversed thing, we can say. Suppose like if it is if no if any no value is returned, or we are expecting like suppose if condition is not made, so in that case we can use the null keyword. So it is like it is just a value that shows that the object is referring to nothing, we can say, for the null value. So it's like many times we have been getting null pointer exception just because that particular condition is not handled on itself. That's why this null pointer exception is common in the code also.
Okay. So do you know this keyword in JavaScript?
Yes, this keyword I know.
Can you tell me?
Yeah, this keyword in JavaScript refers to executing, we can say, the current piece of code. In case current piece of code we have to run, then that particular keyword is used. So, for example, we can say there is a function. So in a JS file, so suppose we have identified XPath. If we talk about this framework, so suppose we have identified a XPath like get a particular get ABC and the XPath name. So once we are building a functionality or method, then there we can call that this dot ABC. So that will be referring to the particular piece of code, or we can say the element which we have identified under that JS file.
Okay. Okay, fine. So I'm done.